Okay, welcome to BGP. We are going to be talking about Miss Draya Michele. If you're not familiar with who Miss Draya Michele is, she was on Basketball Wives. She actually was on there for quite some time, for a while.
Mhm.
And the reason why her name keeps coming up all over social media is because she was dating is dating Jalen Rose, who happens to be 22 years old. He just turned 22, and she is 39. Does that sound like a big difference? Absolutely, it does. So I would like to get your input on, um, first of all, what is this just gold digging we doing, or could it really be love? It seems like a very mismatched couple. It definitely speaks gold digging to me. Like you're trying to get a little bit of that change. I know we have had episodes before where we talk about the typical NFL, NBA groupie type chicks, and Drea has always been in that category, as well as I believe she dated Chris Brown. And she just has some stuff in her background. It makes me a little bit concerned that she would be dating a 22-year-old. So, let me get your opinions on that. We'll start with Mona. Mona, what do you feel about Miss Drea Michelle?
Well, the question that's really being asked is, are Cougars the new groomers?
Mm, I
Are
like
they
that.
grooming these young men? So I want to start right there. I wouldn't necessarily call it grooming because when you think about the P Diddy Cassie situation, they were being groomed to do something else with some other people. But I think
Mm,
the definition of grooming is kind of being manipulative
yeah.
and exploiting something, right? Or someone. I think that she's an influencer. She thirst trapping and he was thirsty
Mm.
and she got him.
39.
Do I think it's right? Is that what you want me to?
I want your feelings on just the age difference, basically 39 and 22.
Okay, first of all, for me, that's ridiculous. She has a 21-year-old son that she just, sent off to college a couple of years ago. What would I have in common with a 22-year-old young man? There's a big age difference. He just became an adult. His brain ain't even developed yet. I think when you go backwards in age, that it looks or it's giving desperation. You can't get anybody in your own age group to date you because you're not old. You didn't get someone 29. You didn't get someone 30. You went all the way back. You pulled a Brittany Renner type of
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's only one or two things that could happen. Um, you go digging. You are exploiting him sexually. You're trying to get some status. You trying to dress and rest. You don't really want to be wifey. They were saying that she was pregnant and she said she's not. So you kind of want to be the mistress and you want some status that maybe he has or some spaces that she probably could get into that he's more privy to. Yeah, I don't know. A 21-year-old, what do I possibly have in common with him? And I don't want to be too lengthy, but that goes to show you that you may age in numbers, but your maturity level
Mm-mm.
is still somewhere else.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying for now.
Yes. And what about you, Miss Nisha?
So I'm gonna go with the way I feel about whether it's a man or a woman. That is, we might as well round it up to 40. Even though
Mm-hmm.
she's 39, we might as well just say 40.
Mm-hmm.
And he is 20. We could say he's 20 because he's closer to 20 than he is 30.
Right.
Um, I think it's disgusting. Um,
Absolutely.
I don't think it's okay when men do it, and I definitely don't think it's okay when women do it. I also think that I can't call her a predator because he's an adult,
He's an adult.
technically,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if that were my son, we would have a problem
Mm-hmm.
because there's nothing that 40-year-old woman or 39-year-old woman would have in common with that 20 to 21-year-old, possibly 22
Mhm.
year old man? Nothing. Especially if you have a kid that's closer to his age, right? I think it's nasty. That's what I think.
Yeah. And then I think about where's his people at, his PR people, that would be kind of giving you some guidance or telling you, I don't think this is a good thing for you to do. Like whether it's his mom or his other dudes that are in the that play. I thought that they had a little, I know with the college guys they do, sometimes they have a little things to tell you about, hey, you got to watch out for these groupie type chicks. If you were Jalen's mom or his sister, what would you be telling him, Nisha?
I would tell them to avoid them like the plague, because they're going to be out there. And I get it, for a lot of younger men in the sports industry, they are not used to a certain type of woman,
Mhm.
getting it from a certain look of women, right? Or we'll call them preference. They're not used to that. So they're going to move into that group now because of the finances and their status. And so it can be very difficult for them to just be like, oh, you just out for the money or whatever, when you're not used to receiving that type of attention.
Mhm.
So for me, I would be telling them to move very careful, protect your assets, protect your seed, because these women are about trying to obtain as much assets from you that they can. And it's not about the status, it's about your finances. And so, that's what I would tell them.
What about you, Ma? What would you tell your?
I would ask him to ask her, what does she like about him? If I was not Jalen Rose, with the income and the potential future income and the status,
Right.
and I was just the little boy that worked at UPS, would you be
like me to?
interested in me?
Mm-hmm.
That would be the first thing. And for him to ask him on his self, what do you think she likes about you?
Mm-hmm.
What can she bring to you except for a naked body? I would be very adamant that he not be in the relationship. But like Nisha said, he is an
He's
adult.
grown.
And you have to understand, everybody has an idol. Everybody has an actor or entertainer, even us, that, it's like, if we could get our chance, we would get our chance. We don't go to the babies, but,
Yeah.
and basically Draya is a MILF. She's a mother they
Mhm.
like to F,
Mhm.
so I wouldn't even try to understand that in this environment of women hitting the wall, she's past the age, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a baby mama. She got 2 baby daddies. What could he possibly want to do with her except for have sex with her? And the men try to play like they warn them or and everything, but if they could get that chance to hit it, they get
would
that chance
too.
to hit it too. I really do think it's disgusting.
Mhm.
I think she's exploiting him. I think she's taking away some of his youthfulness. He hasn't experienced a lot of things in this world, and she's very experienced worldly and sexually. And yeah, she could put it on him, and he might lose his career. So yeah,
Her son should feel some kind of way too. That's embarrassing. I would think he would feel a little,
my son will be 36 years old in a couple of months. I can't bring no 36-year-old boy to my house.
Exactly.
I can't introduce no 36-year-old boy
Mm-hmm.
to my son.
Right.
He'd kill him slowly
Right.
and then kill me. you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but her son off to college, and maybe he wanted to get away. Maybe he's seen some things in the past
Yes,
that
that he
he
didn't.
couldn't wait. But she got a 9-year-old.
Wow.
So you should be concentrating on that baby,
Mhm.
and you concentrating on a little boy. Here's the thing: we cannot stop who is attracted to us,
Exactly.
who is magnetically drawn to what they see in us. The young men, the middle-aged men, the men that are our age, the older men. But I want to know who DM'd who got at who.
Exactly.
Because say we're out and about, and men holler at us, young men holler at us, I was in my uniform the other day, and there was some truck drivers outside, and I walked past, and they was like, "Hey, Miss Parker," and I turned around, I was looking, and I just started laughing. So when a young boy get at you, or it make you feel
It's
good.
flattering.
It's very
Yeah,
flattering. It makes
yeah.
you think you still got it, but
Exactly.
you want my phone number? Why?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Now, I do have some young men that I talk to as friends. I could be your auntie. I could be your big sis. I could be your play mom. I could be Miss Mona. You can call me and ask me for some advice. I'm supposed to put something in your head. I'm not supposed to give you no head.
Mhm.
Point blank, period.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So when you feel that you're going to cross that line, nothing can happen. There can be no transactions. She can teach him how to look for a nice young lady. She could teach him maybe some things, but not no sex moves. No.
She done put it on him. You know that. She done already.
Stay in your
Ooh.
lane. You out your lane. I don't like it.
Just the way he walk, everything. You done already know he done got. Ooh, Lord.
And
Anyway.
And he looks like
Yeah.
a baby.
He does.
He got a baby face.
He
Just
looks
like
young.
He has a baby
goofy
face.
And,
Yep.
and immature as he. Come
Mustache
on now.
all thin. Just
He don't even know
he's
how
a
to
baby.
pose on
Right.
pictures. And he's just excited little boy. And I think she's exploiting him.
Yeah. And I think
don't like it.
as a mom, how do we protect our boys from these predators? It's just like, and the cold thing about it, when it's a woman doing it to a young boy, it's often looked at a little bit different than the other way around. And it's still to me, I know he is an adult, but it just has predator vibes to me. It really does. And I don't know about you, but if it was your son, would you, like, say you invited her over for Christmas dinner and she happened to come by and y'all both end up in the kitchen and everybody else in the other room? What you gonna say to her?
I'm gonna be like how Stella got her groove back. What you want with my baby?
Yeah.
The hell?
Exactly.
But I'm probably not gonna be that nice.
Mm-mm.
Girl, come here, let me holler.
Exactly.
The hell is you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with
Mhm.
you? You got some problems. You got some mental. She
Yes.
break up with him by the time I finish. With her.
Okay, she be ready
The
to go.
hell?
Mm.
Come on now.
And that's the thing. We need to even at 22, we still need to guide our kids. You know what I'm saying? Because here's this lady that if she mess around enough and get in his head, she'll have some of his money. She'll have a baby with him, knowing her. You know what I mean?
Especially her.
Yes.
Because she picks who she's having her babies with. And, she got the basketball, she got the football player, and now I guess she back to basketball.
Mhm.
No, her first baby daddy he got incarcerated.
Oh, he
Okay.
in jail.
Her first baby daddy, she was 17 years old.
Okay,
He
yeah, I
was,
remember that story.
he was incarcerated when she was 7 months pregnant.
Okay.
And she said, well, she's never gotten any kind of child support from him whatsoever.
Okay.
That's the oldest one. But then,
But she started dating the basketball player because that's how she got on Basketball Wives.
yeah.
And then after that, when she left, she started dating the football player.
His name is
And
Orlando Shadrick.
Mhm.
Oh,
And then
yes.
she got with Tyrod Taylor, quarterback, and Chris Brown.
Yeah.
So she been
So she
ran through.
actively selects the ones that she lets,
But see, Brittany Renner told it. She said, "Get with the athletes. They dumb as a box of rocks.
They don't
use
believe in
no
protection.
condoms."
They don't believe in protection.
What the hell?
So if you want to get paid, that's what she said. And she's now also on Basketball Wives too. So
Yeah, she sure is.
Yeah, she quit too.
So it's like,
And it looks so immature, like on her part. And I know a lot of times women that do stuff like this have experienced a lot of trauma in their life, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Trauma to me, for some people, it's that thing called arrested development. Wherever that trauma happened in your life at that age, you're kind of stuck there. And she just comes across as maybe somebody that's still stuck in some very, very immature ways. And I think it's sad because Jalen, if he don't open up his eyes, if you just messing with the chick and you just getting your rocks off every now and then, okay. But please don't get caught up in no serious relationship with this lady. Because she old, number one. And although she keep her body together and she look good, this is not somebody you want to get too caught up in, because she gonna get you. To me, it looks like that's what she's out for. So if you had the opportunity, in closing, What would be your final thoughts, Nisha?
Be careful. To the younger men and women, be careful, because there's a lot of older men and women that are even saying on social media their preference now is younger people, because you're easy to manipulate, you're easy to control, and if you just happen to have finances, that's like icing on the cake. So be real careful with who you're interacting with sexually, right? Um, and protect your assets, protect your womb, protect your seed, because it's very valuable. Um, so that you don't get caught up in anything like that, especially. And since we're speaking on women, I'll stick with that.
Mhm.
Especially women that you already see, they have a history of sleeping with men in the industry,
Well to do.
who have money so that they don't have to really work, right? And they're known for just collecting paychecks every month. You might see they may call themselves an influencer, but they're really not influencing anything. They're just selling pussy. I'm sorry. They're just selling pussy. Old pussy. Because she almost 40. Like, come on. Let's be real. Like, just be careful. That's what I would say. That's my final
I
thought.
like that.
I would say that get with somebody that you have something in common with. Get with somebody that is in your age range. The first time they get in an argument, she gonna little boy him. Who's leading who?
Thank you.
Is she? Are you saying that you gonna let a young man, 17 years old, younger than you, tell you what to do? Or you can't go out tonight, little boy? Who you talking to?
Okay.
Or you can't wear that, boy? So come on, really find out why she's attracted to you. We all are attracted visually, sexually, physically, but you have a hell of a career ahead of you. You're out here getting ready to do great things. And this high value man bullshit is really what all of this is about. You're teaching the youth not to marry for love, not to marry for morals and values and uh, boundaries and convictions, and not to see, where you come from, who your mama is, what school did you go to. Not to marry for love, just get the bag. So that's what you see happening. And they don't care who they get the bag from. So like I say, Jalen Rose, if you did not have the bag, baby, would she want to be with you? Draya, if he did not have the bag, would you want to be with him? That's my final thought.
And my final thoughts are, be careful out there. These young men who are doing well, keep your circle where you can, you need to be surrounding yourself with people who going to give you some good advice. This old heifer is not got nothing in common with you at all. I don't know what kind of conversation you could have with a lady this old. Her motives are not well. And I think we need to remind our youth is that just because an old lady can keep herself tight, and usually it's with surgical procedures or whatever, does not mean that they're good for you. Just because they look good with the eye don't mean that they good in the heart and they good in the mind. They are setting you up for failure, sweetie. So listen, it's not, we ain't hating on the heifer, We just telling you she ain't no good. She is gold digging heifer. Go ahead.
Can I just say one last thing? Don't even sleep with them. We talk about wrap it up. Don't wrap it up, because something could happen. And you going to be losing millions. Run.
For the hills. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe and like BGP. We appreciate you constantly following us, and we are out.